Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So, here we are again. First of all, I'm starting here on the big map so that we can see that where we are all going to be starting. When you guys all split off in different directions, Arizona Annie decides she wanted to go over here and check on the school and talk to the lady about some part-time work, which also gives some information in town easier. Just, substitute teacher type thing. And then Gunsmoke still wanted to talk to that guy that you guys captured, so he went back to the sheriff's office, leaving the two of you, Rosa and Carter, to go ahead and head out to the Circle A Motel. Whoops, what the hell? I grabbed me. Put me back! There, okay. So we're going to move this whole thing from the Mad Mesa map down to the actual hotel. Or Circle A, yeah, the Circle A hotel. Come on, a little more. Right there. Front door. Okay. You guys see what I'm talking about? Your two figures in front of the door. I could do this. See where I am?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. So we'll make sure we're on the same map.
Yeah,
So,
I had to scroll down from mine.
you guys have walked up this. Everyone took their different spreads. You guys, anything you want to do before you just walk on in? And by I mean walk on in, I'll just place you one space in. Or do you just wander on in and meander around?
Thank
I
you.
look through the window.
Huh? Mike?
I look through the window.
You look through the window. From what you can see, first of all, being evening, a lot of the curtains have already been drawn. There is some oil lamps in there. It is more of a hotel. It has a middle of the place actually drops like a foot or so to create an inner dining area for people. And then it goes up. Basically, the building is 3 stories tall. You can see from the outside. But it doesn't look too busy today. Like the other place that you saw that might have rooms, the Mad Mesa Saloon. That place was crazy because basically it's like Vegas downstairs half the time. So this was the quieter choice, but it also has, there's not as many rooms either though. So hopefully they got rooms and everything else you need here. Or at least get something to eat and then decide where you want to go. You could option. You could leave town and go sleep in a camp outside. You guys can do that. So, but
Let's stay here tonight.
okay. So
Yeah, I agree.
both of you step on in one space.
Yep.
Okay. Boom! Ow! You open the doors and walk on in. Walk on in. Oh, sorry. We don't want to start the songs. Let's see here. Let me because we're going to go into a reading session here, so let me go ahead and open this up and fade it on over, which will have a bunch of our images from different covers and art that we kind of generate for the game as we're playing. Okay, looking at this place from the outside, it's 3 stories of brick and timber rise above the surrounding rooftops. Its name painted in flaking gold letters across the wide front sign. Circle A Hotel. Warm light spills through the front windows, casting steady lines across the dusty boardwalks. Both gas and lamps by the door burn brightly. Let me check on something quickly. Why are you taking so long? I'll go to this one. One of my music choices does want to play.
Oh no.
If necessary, which it might become. Maybe. Well, I'll go on. Inside the mood shifts as you come in. The air carries a mix of tobacco smoke, floor polish, and the faint sweetness of whiskey. The lobby glows with lamplight, a place of unexpected order in a small-town ambition. To the left stands a broad oak front desk. To the right is open dining room lobby area, kind of. In front of you, you see a drop down into the restaurant area. Down there, you also see a few late diners lingering over coffee and pie, quiet clink of silverware, and the low hum of piano drift through the space, blending into the bittersweet sort of calm. Straight ahead rises the main stairway, its carpet worn from years of boots and spurs. I wanted to make sure the images were going. Okay, a night clerk mans the desk nearby you, tidy in his vest and tie, though his face looks drawn and pale from too many sleepless shifts. When your boots creak on the first step on the stairway, the clerk looks up sharply. His hand hovers near a brass bell on the counter as his polite tone cuts through the stillness. "Can I help you, sir?" he calls, his voice even more cautious. "Only guests are allowed upstairs." His eyes linger for a second too long, studying the stance, your hat, your holster, then flicks back towards the hallway behind you. The clock on the wall clicks once or twice. The sound of piano falters. The tension in the room is subtle but unmistakable. The night clerk waits quietly, the question hanging in the lamplight. What do you do? Two of you.
Well, I can go up and order something to eat, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
do you tell him you want to
Sit down
just
and eat.
go into the restaurant?
Yeah.
Both of you?
Half for now.
Okay. As for now, yeah. Okay. Well, he steps forward, tells you take a table. I'll announce once you're there, and we'll have someone that see you right away. And he kind of offers us a hand if you need to help step down one step into the sunken dining area. And, okay, the restaurant sits in the middle of the floor in a sunken dining area. A simple wooden room with faded paint swinging from doors that creaks to protect the inside. The smell of coffee, basically the door, what they mean, is kind of like a half door, like there's a gate and a small fence around the area so people don't accidentally walk off the edge. The smell of strong coffee and frying bacon holds in the thick in the air. 6 tables fill the room, each covered with red checkered tablecloths. Only 2 tables are occupied. Actually 3. I added one. The others sit empty, save for a few crumbs from an earlier customer. At table 1 sits a man and his wife, which is actually, because you guys basically will after this decide where you want to sit. In the middle is where they're talking about. But just to make it easy, I can grab all of them, and flip them with these 3 cowboys who are just sitting here playing cards. But this is like an older couple getting dinner, and the waitress that's standing there. There's a guy up on top, up here, if you look at the blink. Kind of like sits at foot higher. There's a desk, and he just sits there and watches everything and then writes down stuff that's going on. Occasionally you see the lady back here. I move her a little bit. Bing. Bing. She's a maid. She goes door to door, cleaning and stuff like that. And if someone needs a room, he'll call for her, and then she'll come and help you to your room. Down for you two, especially down here in the bottom, closest to you guys, are three familiar-looking people. Doc Abigail, Silas, and Cal. They were on the train with you guys. So, just to give you a quick look around there. After I go through this, I'll give you a chance to move. Now I'll leave it flowing for now. Yeah. Then when we move, we'll go ahead back to the scene. Table 1, a man and his wife quietly discuss their meal. Not real quietly. They apparently both are hard of hearing, but they don't know they're yelling. The man, Joe Carroll, looks sunburned and dust-covered, a rancher by the look of his hands and hat. Across from him sits Emma Lou, a pilot, but watchful, her hands folded neatly on the table. No weapons in sight for either of them. You bastards looking to see if they have weapons. No. I guess I was thinking mean when I wrote it. As table 2, there's 3 cowboys occupying that space. Zeb Davis, Jack Miller, and Clint Johnson shuffle cards and sip their coffee. Coins clink as they play, a mix of poker and idle talk. It's kind of a more of a laid back. They would probably get chased out of the actual tavern, or they made Mad Mason in if they tried to run this quiet of a game. Their holsters hang ready though, worn from use. So basically, they're cowboys from out in the field at one of the 4 ranches around here. Well, you know what? Not one of them. Because they're not from the one you're from. But they're on weekend break, so they come in here and meet and talk. They could even be from different groups. At the empty tables, waitress John Evans sits with notepad before she gets up and walks over, catching her breath between rounds. She's sharp-eyed, friendly enough, and well aware of everything. She watches as you enter and see where you're going to sit so she can head toward you before he yells it out. You know, she knows, is well aware of everything in town, though. She's currently rising from her seat to take Joe Carroll's order, but she glances often towards the door, always alert for newcomers. As she comes by, she'll quickly say, and then she'll go to the rest of her place. Meals cost 50 cents. Just say, if you want something to eat, let us know. Coffee is free for anyone who eats. And they kind of point over and they'll bring it over to you. They got a couple pots brewing over there over by the office area. He's got like a little desk over here for all that stuff. I should put a little stove oven over here, but if I do that, everything's going to freeze. But I will next time. I didn't know, I didn't realize when we were working out, I was putting the basic ideas and then I let it fill out the details. It added this, which is fine. The atmosphere is calm now. Only a scrape of chairs rustle of cars disturb the stillness, but one wrong word or familiar face could turn the quiet cafe into a powder keg. Like I said, meals are 50 cents. Do you guys want one?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Okay.
So will I.
Same with coffee, I assume, right?
Yeah.
It's better than the water. So I'll bring that by for you soon. Go ahead and mark off 50 cents for her. Then I'm going to go into some more information. I'll go ahead. Hold on. We should go ahead and let them see you guys. Not you guys. Turn that off. Oops. That's why I had to keep adjusting it. Whee! Okay. Let me turn that off so maybe it will save some energy. What happened to that? Huh. Yeah. I give up on you again. I try to bring in music into it, but it just seems that my system cannot handle it. But, my system's not huge. But it's better than anything I had last time. I started doing this from a laptop computer, so. Okay. You two can go ahead and pick a table and move your figures over to that table. 1, 2. This one's kind of cut away into this area. 3. And there's actually one right down here nearby you guys, where you'd be near these guys. Or you could just take the lobby one up here, but, she doesn't always get to you right away there. So, both of you, I think you can move your figures. You should be able to. As long as you're looking at the right map. You go over there. Carter, are you going to go the same one? Or are you going to, just be alone?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the same one.
Okay, there you are. Yeah, it was a little slow on it. I wasn't sure. Okay.
Actually, that was me. I moved him.
Oh, okay. What's he too busy to play?
No.
Okay.
He was adjusting some shit around him.
Okay. Pay attention to some of the gossip you'll hear while you're waiting for your meal and everything. We'll assume it comes in. I think it probably comes in the story. If not, it comes in during it. Okay. Because this is where you're going to get a lot of what's going on in town and maybe affecting what's happening on with Zeke. The scent of strong coffee and frying bacon holds heavy inside the Circle A Hotel. Dust filtered in from the morning breeze, painted soft gold streaks across the windows. Outside, boots scuff lazily on the boardwalk, but inside, conversation stays low and cautious. At the corner table, Joe Carroll sits with his wife, Emmylou. Joe's skin is wind-burned, brown. Okay, I already did that part. Oh, Emmylou. Okay, so it is different. At the corner table, Joe Carroll sits with his wife, Emmylou. Joe's skin, they just described it. His hat tipped back from his hands, calloused from days on the range. His plate, a biscuit, has gone half cold across from him. Emmylou keeps a polite smile and folded hands, though her eyes never stop shifting, 1 second on the door, next on the saloon across the street. It's just a family gathering, Joe says, a voice rough with desert wind. Ain't no harm in that. Emmylou's lips tighten. Maybe not, Joe. But you bring folks together in a time like this, there's more than one way a party can end up in the ground. At the bar, the hotel keeper polishes glasses. That'd be the bar heap in between things. It's already clean enough to see. His worry reflected back at him. He pauses now and then to glance at the window and watching the street for familiar faces. Everyone in Mad Mesa knows the rules. The Canes and the Russells can do what they please as long as fight stays outside town. But with cattle missing, tempers high, and hired guns drifting between inns, that line feels thinner every day. At another table, a man wearing a red kerchief and a pistol with a silver-edged nurses and single whiskey. Men call him Buckshot Bloom, Russell Man, and one of the deadliest in the territory. Oh, he just came in then. Do I have him available? Otherwise, I'll just use an outlaw for now. Probably got to use an outlaw. Yeah, I really doubt I have the Canes already. I hope I don't regret what I put here compared to what I wrote before on other areas. Okay, we're going to put them up here. So there's one. If I need more, I will just cut and paste him. buckshot bloom, a Russell man, and one of the deadliest in the territory. Near the window, a tall shape of a Hezekiah cane leans readily against the wall, his broad hands resting near his twin six-shooter. Between them hangs invisible no man's land. Silent, but lethal. The kind of silence that shatters the twitch of a finger. Okay. So I need 3 of you. And we'll put the other one back here in the corner. He's smarter. He hides in the corner. Oh, get over one. What, you guys dating or something? Move over. Okay. Then the swing door creaks. 2 strangers tap. God damn. I guess I need 2 more. They're not gonna. If I'd planned this better, I would have grabbed ones of different groups. I could have actually. I have the characters. I have figures for them, but I don't like flipping through pages once we start this. I know I'm about as confused as what's going on here now as you guys are. Between them hands an invisible no-land's silence, but the kind of silence that shatters the twitch of a finger. Then the swing door creak. 2 strangers step in the hotel. Dusty trail, worn, eyes wary. Could be ranch hands passing guns, or just unlucky souls come looking for breakfast, but in late night breakfast. But in Mad Mesa today, everyone's ready, taken aside. Whether they know it or not, conversation falters. Even the piano at the bar over by the bar is stopped mid-tune. Okay, I also need a piano. I'll probably put the piano here and cover up this one. Put the bar back here. All in this corner. Later on. These are things I gotta add. Here. Just so we're all sure. So I'm just pointing at things like you guys can see what I'm doing. It's fun that way. Okay, we will say bar and piano. If things go into gunfire, we'll need to know that we all know these are in the same place. So, they're all up here, you're down there. Joe Carroll. That's one of these cowboys, if I remember right. Let me look close. No, I guess that's one of those guys. Okay, Joe Carroll sets his far. Yeah, no, he's supposed to be. Maybe he's supposed to be one of them. God, I should have read this more. I just glanced through it after correct the mess I did, and it really changed it. The tension grows like a storm cloud ready to burst. Patrons hold their breath, hands resting near irons. Somewhere beyond the open doors, a horse nickers. Then nothing. Just wind rustling through the street and the faint, far-off thud of hooves on dry earth. For now, peace holds, but every soul inside the hotel can feel it. Peace won't last till sundown. Or till sunrise at this point. Now, you guys had your meal, you had your drink. Do you have anything more specific? You do have your friends over, or I don't know, friends, the train mates over here that you could talk to them, see what they found out in the week they've been here.
I'll go and talk to them.
I'll say, just to make things a little less stressful, after about half an hour and you ate your food and everything, these guys have all left. These 3 left kind of like, and then these 2 just sat over here. They sat separate, ate their food. One left. The first one that was here left, and the second one followed. So you're not quite sure happened, but it didn't seem right. The ones you see over here that are figures with X's on them, they're just to mark the rooms those people have. You know, just so you know. So if you want a room, which there are some available, You can get them. There's some that have more space than others. One's more of a throw room, so you basically sleep in it like you would if you had a tent anyways. You just roll out your roll on the floor. It's good for it's a little cheaper. It's 50 cents a night. And no, it's 25 cents a night, 50 cents, or it's a full dollar if you want it for a week. Where a regular room is $1 one night, $5 if you want a week. So at that point, you guys can get up and talk to him about it, or you can go talk to them, or you can completely leave and go somewhere else.
I'll talk to the people on the train that were on the train.
You want to go talk to them? Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
Go over there and join their table.
I'm going to get a room.
You gonna go get a room? Do you want a room on this
Yeah.
floor or the second floor? Now, if you want to be able to just get out quick and run, this floor is easiest. You, of course, have to go
Okay.
up and down this little tiny stairs to get upstairs. It's the top. There's like a couple rooms there. Then the third floor is the family floor, the people that own the place. So pick a room between the empty ones. I'd say you have this one and this one. An entire group could rent it if they want for the same price as a room. You want that one? Okay, mark off. You just want
Yes.
one day, one night is
For
$1.
now.
For now, $1 then. Okay. Then we'll get to you in a second. We're gonna start him with this thing. Actually, I'm gonna put you so I don't forget to deal with your stuff over here, getting the room. Okay. That way
Okay.
we don't forget the information you get from that. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. This is a sunken dining hall. It's slayed like some grandma says, "What you guys talking about?" Okay. Abigail Martin, Caleb Cal Rivers, and Silas Sly Cobb sat at their usual table near the big, well, it's supposed to be the big table. There's a stove over here, I guess. That stove looks like a toilet, doesn't it? Okay, just a thought. They sat at their usual table. They've been sitting here since they've arrived on the train, watching the street dust drift lazily veils past the glass. They've been kind of meeting here every night, kind of like, they became friends during the almost week trip they took to get out here, of course. So they kind of meet and chew the fat and discuss what they found out. Cal is a ranch hand on one of the other ranches. Doc works in town, of course. And Silas has been across the street to Mad Mesa because he just constantly is gambling. So, luckily he calls back home if he needs more money. Midday crowd has thinned to a few traveling salesmen, a pair of ranch hands, and some outfit near the north, leaving the room mostly quiet except for the clink of crockery and the low murmur of the kitchen. Outside, the freight wagon rattled past, its wheels hitting the rut hard enough to make the silverware jump. Town's busier this week, Abigail said, folding her hands around her coffee cup to warm them. Canes ride in and out of their livery every few hours. The Russell boys trying to keep real hard to pretend they didn't notice. Cal snorted, pushing his hat back, just enough to show his eyes. Hard to notice when they're near dragging their gun belts on the boardwalk. Everybody sees. He tore off a piece of biscuit and shrugged. Boss at the Lazy H keeps adding men, too. Though, he's already got too many. Though I swear, he or none of them could even tell a steer from a sawhorse if you painted labels on them. Silas smiled over the rim of his tea glass, the corner of his mouth hitched up in a way that made people forget to count their winnings. Now, Cal, that's hardly charitable. Some men are born to be to a saddle, some to a card table, and some standing around looking prosperous while other folks sweat on their behalf. He sets his glass down, tapping the side of it with his finger. Your employer seems very committed to that vocation. Abigail hid a small smile behind her cup. From what I've seen at the infirmary, these men are doing more fighting than ranching as of late. 2 cane cowboys yesterday had a busted knuckles with a rustle hand who walked into a door. At least that's what they told me. It looked kind of shaped like a boot. She gave Silas a look, and you, Mr. Cobb, keep sending me men who lost more money at your tables. Silas pressed a hand to his chest in mock offense. Madam, doctor, the only thing I take from a man is what he is perfectly willing to lay down in front of me. His gaze softened. Besides, every time I relieve some poor soul of his coin, I am merely redirecting those funds to more enlightened purposes, like ordering dessert. He tipped his hat towards the plate. May I recommend the pecan pie? Cal rolled his eyes. He's been recommending that pie since the day we got off the train. Funny thing, I always seem to arrive between you and him. Abigail glances at the empty chair between them, and then at Silas. Pie does tend to choose its company wisely. Her tone was mild, but her eyes were sharp. Speaking of trains, those half-dozen drifters that rolled in yesterday, either of you talked to them? Not directly, Cal said. Saw them at the depot. Travels light, keeps themselves. One had a long coat that hides some rifle easily. Another wore a hat low enough that you'd think he was allergic to daylight. He set his fork down. Didn't look like folks hunting work. Looks like folks hunting something. Silas leans back, chair tipping on 2 legs for just a moment before he let it down again. I made their acquaintance in a professional capacity at Mad Mesa last night. He toyed with a playing card as he appeared between his fingers by accident. He sat together, but not like friends, more like men who know they might need each other's gun hands before week's end. And, Abigail said, and they were very poor at cards, Silas said, which makes them either very foolish or very focused on something else. He flicked the card and made it vanish, then asked a great many questions about the cane spreads, the Russell's herds, and most curious of all, about your Lazy H, Cal. Cal's jaw tightened. What about the Lazy H? Who owns it? How much land? How many riders? Where's the fence lines run? Silas traced an invisible map on the table with his fingertip. Men who intend to stay usually ask about work or lodging. Men who intend to stir trouble ask about boundaries. Abigail set her cup down carefully. So, we have 2 feuding families on the brink of an open war, a rancher who barely knows which end of the herd to face, and half a dozen strangers suddenly very interested in property lines. She shook her head. I like patterns where they concern fevers and broken bones, not when they concern gun belts. Now, you, of course, Mr. Slade, can throw in any time, because you're just sitting there listening to him go off. Although, you are probably getting lots of information. Going on, Silas' smile was almost kind. In a town like this, dear Cal, the strangers arrive when the pot is just about to boil over. Some stir it, some skim the cream, some just try to get scalded. He turns to Abigail, eyes warming. If any scalding is to be done, though, allow me to offer my services as a shield. I would hate to see so fine a physician singed. You'd hide behind me soon as the shooting starts, Abigail said dryly. Doctor's always in demand after the smoke clears. Cal chuckled. He ain't wrong about that, but I'll say this, Sly. You get between dark and trouble on the streets, and I might start thinking you got a decent... you have a decent bone in your body after all. Silas spread his hands. You wound me, Kyle. Why? In these past 2 weeks have I not been the very soul of respectability? I rise, I gamble, I dine here in company with the town's most reputable physician and its hardest working cowhand. I am practically a pillar of this community. Pillars usually stand still, Abigail said. You, on the other hand, seem to drift between Man Mesa's hotel like a crow looking for shiny things. Just keep it tabs, Cal muttered. I trust Doc's judgment. Yours, I'm still pondering. He studied Silas for a moment. You say those drifters lost money easy. Men that bad at cards usually don't last long in a saloon. How long do you think they plan on lasting in this town? Silas' eyes darkened briefly, a cloud passing over sun. Long enough to finish whatever business that brought them here. After that, I suspect the town cemetery or the outbound train to see them off. Abigail shivered despite the warmth of the room. I'd prefer the train. I have enough patience. Silence softened his tone. Then let us hope they are merely loud shadows to pass through. He reached across the table and gently nudged the coffee cup closer to the pot. More, please? He hesitated, then nodded, and basically saw her respond and said, thank you, as she showed up and poured. Minutes eyes. You ever think of leaving with one of those trains, Silas, before things boil over here? Now, Doc, he said, his voice low and smooth. Well, I guess I didn't do that one well, did I? If every time the air smelled of gunpowder, a man took his next train out, the West would be empty. He held her gaze and heartbeat long. Besides, who would make sure you two didn't get yourselves killed? Cal snorted. Listen to me. 2 weeks in town and suddenly he's our guardian angel. But there was less bite in his words than before. You hear any more from those drifters, you come and tell us, you hear? Bosnay not know a cow from a fence post. But some of the men still remember which way to point a rifle. Now, for you guys to know, the one he's talking about that he works for, because the other two are Russell, it has an R in its name, and the other one has a K. Then there's Zeke's with a Z, and there's the Lazy H. Lazy H is the one that dropped those guys outside by your border, which you guys found out are wanted, so we'll probably deal with that later. Abigail looked from one man to the other, then out the window where the street lay bright and deceptively calm. All right, she said quietly, we'll watch. For a moment, none of them spoke. The restaurant seemed to grow quiet. That was pretty much the end of their discussion, unless you have any specific questions to bring up.
Well, I can tell you right now, they're probably bringing them in to possibly take over Zeke's ranch, and then some.
Well, they'll kind of act kind of surprised. They haven't heard much on Zeke's place. It's been kind of just quiet since Martha passed on. So we were kind of hoping maybe everyone was leaving them alone. But honestly, people being worried, no one's been willing to work out there. That's why he got you guys in.
Well, he's got his nephew and 3 others, so.
Well, that's good. Most of the men around here fell to the money, the daily paycheck, things like that. Wow, I think we got all that. That took forever. But you guys have some good information about what's going on. Did you want to ask anything more specific? May give you a clue. They're talking about Russells and Canes, yet you have no names. Is anyone writing stuff down that wants names, or is it just good enough that they have the last names the same?
Right now, it's good enough that they have the last names the same.
Okay, I'll just leave that there. We can get back to it sometime. And let's see. During this time, we should move this over to Rosa, which is why we put this way, so I didn't forget. Because I'm not using the turn thing, but when it's only 2 of you, it's kind of easy. Okay. Did I not? Let me check. Um. Okay, you just want honest conversation about getting a room, right? Nothing's weird.
Right.
Okay.
No, nothing weird.
You step to the desk. The clerk straightens and offers a reserved nod. Sorry, sir. I mentioned too early about the upstairs thing. No one said you guys wanted to go in or anything, but I had an argument with someone recently, but that's just house policy. Only people allowed upstairs are registered guests past the lobby after sundown. Can I help? His demeanor seems polite, but there's a way undertone. It's a route of persuasive argument. What do you say? What do you do?
Yeah, I would like to get a room, please.
Okay. He slides over a book, and which does say proudly, but also he'll mention that it's $1 a day or $5 a week in advance. See, the light clerk looks up as you enter your information. His posture polite and uncertain. His eyes track every movement. A mixture of wariness and suspicion sharpen his tone. A bit late, he says, hand resting near the guest ledger. We'll give you some money off tomorrow's if it becomes necessary. Chances are you'll sleep well into the midday. I think upstairs restaurant. You got that already. Got that. I think you guys are. Well, that's good. See, we don't have. It seems that if we don't have a lot of people, sometimes. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
1.
Okay. You kind of hear as the maid leads you to your room. Make sure you have sheets and everything. There's talk of Russell's been running cattle at night. So, it's just something that she heard someone talking about while setting up the last room. Matter of fact, explains that's pretty much why for her job, what she does. It's kind of like keep an eye on what's going on. Hopefully maybe learn when to run. Whoops, I just moved the entire table. I've had this problem before. When I put him there, I put him too close and I couldn't move it away. Okay, now you're free to move your figure over to your room. Will you be the only one using that room? There's 2 beds. Did you offer?
She's fine with Carter staying in the room.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Just no funny business. Ha ha ha.
You guys sleep out at campsites together, so. Okay. Well then, we go ahead. Let me double check here. Well, pretty much. Well, let's put you over there, I guess. Why aren't you moving? I guess we'll assume if necessary they took the other room. Or they could have slept on your floor. But
Okay.
Okay.
they had the offer. You can sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
We get the bed. That's that. Okay. Well then, at that point, actually, he was gonna check the confession from the sheriff. So let's see what you guys have you could do this morning. Next day, you have the general store, which is where you need to pick up stuff today. You remember you guys had found the assayer dead, and you reported it.
Yep.
He was mentioning he was probably going to have to close the office. So you probably can't gain any information from that. So I guess we should just take you guys straight to general store, which is pretty boring, really. I got stuff to keep things busy. Let's put this over here. Jackson's General Store. Daytime. It's slightly different than nighttime when he's outside drunk. We should grab you two. Copy. Let's see. I'm trying to remember where that place is. No. Actually, I think it might have been. Nope, that's upstairs. God, I can't. Oh, I know what that is. Okay. Nope. Ah. And just make things so we don't get confused. Those go away. Although we kind of... Okay. There we go. Again, of course, I give you information. Then we'll deal with stuff. It's not nearly as much as before, don't worry. I gotta find a way to shorten some of this stuff, but...
That's fine. He's AFK for a minute anyways.
Basically, I see it, it's almost like we have a choose-your-own-adventure story with dice rolls. That's what role-playing is, I think. Well, should we wait for him a little bit, or what?
He went to the restroom, so I say no.
We say we go on through. You guys will not
Well,
have a clue what's going on. But that's all right. Makes things easier for
I mean,
me.
if we want to wait, we can, because I don't know what he has to do, so...
Yeah, well, let's see. You push through the doors of the swinging doors of Jackson's General Store. The bell above the frame tinkering faintly as the dust of the main street pulls you in. Two townsfolk are already there. Ranch hand loading flour sacks into a cart, and an elderly woman haggling over the price of coffee beans. The air smells faintly of leather, soap, and linseed oil. Shelves line the walls and neatly stacked dry goods, bolts of calico, tins of tobacco, lantern oil, basically everything that is available to buy that's on that list is here. Shopkeeper, clean-shaven man, about 30, tidy vest and sun-bleached hair, finishes the other customer before turning to you. He looks much cleaner when he's not drunk. Well, howdy there, friend. What can I do for you today?
Just picking up some random supplies.
Oh! You got Uncle Zeke's Rockin' Z supplies. Should be a little extra this time. Basically, I get... Oh, probably because he's feeding you guys. He's been ordering the same for him and his wife for a long time, but... You know, and then occasional trading goods for those heathens up north, but... Oh, sorry, miss. They're just a troublesome tribe in their own. It's not a general statement about everyone. Used to be mining territory up there till we lost it and the governor gave it to them. I never understood why he did that. I noticed myself. Zeke's regular came here a little over a week ago, looking at me like preparing for a long spell. Guess they're getting ready for something. Shame about Martha, though. His wife miss her sorely. They made quilts together, you know. My wife and her. Won first prize 3 years running at the county fair. He lowers his voice, glancing towards the window. Ain't been a fair since then. Sheriff says it's best to keep folks home. Says the talk of a range war brewing past our foothills. Don't make much like the sound of that. He straightens, wiping his hands the clear cloth. Anyhow, what can I get you today before things get any tenser around here? Anything else you need? Did you want to look at the chart?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
And out of character, Mike's just came back, so.
Okay. Well, you're at the store. You can order extra stuff. He's loading up right now Zeke's supplies, which will take a large amount of stuff. Otherwise, you can pass on up to the catalog of goods. I'm not sure if the new weapons list has prices or not. Damage, range, rate of fire. Although I think you can buy the prices pretty much by finding their equivalent on the other chart. Let's see, catalog of goods. And you can look at those anytime. Like when we're not gaming, you just gotta do something at home. Just don't cause me to have to keep track of this stuff, because that would suck. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hold on. You guys go ahead and look at it. I don't even know if I gotta get the door. Come in. Back up. Hold on, looking for Kasha. Sleeping where she sleeps.
Figured I'd cop knock.
Yeah, no, I understand. Oh, that's only one I think it would be. Unless the neighbors broke something and they have to get back to this. You can play do what you want. This is unplugged anyways. But some food again. Okay, there's also some cheese soup up there.
I brought you Din Din.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi, everybody.
She's back. She just got back. Thanksgiving.
I heard.
Making stuff.
Grandma.
Grandma's crazy? Well, yeah, Grandma does that.
No, she slapped me 3 times today.
What? I'm paying for dinner how? And she gets to do this shit?
No, she's having one of her days.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to get upset at her. Let's check in other encounters. No. Looks like everything else takes place at night, which you guys already dealt with. You ran into him first at nighttime. So, if you're gonna do anything that you're gonna buy like a large quantity of anything, or like let's say 2 horses, he will give you guys a discount because you didn't shoot him. Oh wow, look, that does show up. I'm gonna go ahead and enlarge that. I mean, it's not like the greatest list, but come on. Goes up here. There we go. Now people can see online what we're looking at. See. Shows prices and stuff. But there is let's see, what do they have anything for guns? Oh yeah, I forget. You have to hit the little button to go to the next page. Weapons and ammunition. Peacemaker. Cartridges. Pearl handle match set Colt Peacemakers with... God, that's weird. They only give... Oh, rifle. Here's rifle. Rifle. Gentleman's toilet set. That's to keep that beard that you have going there, or that mustache you have, Carter. Let's see.
What about my mustache?
Well, they have here on page 2 at the bottom for $1. It's off the Montgomery Ward catalog. 1872 gentleman's toilet set including toothbrush, nail brush, razor strap, leather brush, comb, hairbrush, $1. All you have to write is gentleman toilet set. If you want one. Otherwise, you'll start looking like Grizzly with unkept. See, classic peacemaker. Oh, yeah, $17. So that'd be a pistol. That'd be rifles. That's all. And then basically, we'll give you the points. You know, you'll buy the one that gives you better points. Do you know with World War II, actually, their weapons did less damage? I did not believe that. Either out of the game, because oddly enough, the game regresses back to the older type of weapons. For World War II, I guess Wild West just carried some scary fucking handguns. Cool. Anything else you want, or are we done here? Hello? Am I alone?
I don't need anything else.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well then, I should grab you two. As basically, you guys are getting ready to head out of town. You'll basically pick up the other people, because Zeke is expecting you guys back. I mean, if you do have his supplies, plus you took an extra week to heal. So let's see. Trying to remember which map it is. I think it's actually that one. No. It's above that one, I believe. Yeah, yep. Okay. Well then, both you need a intuition check. This is the random encounter part of our day. I should zoom in a little bit so we can see what's going on. Okay. And pull out that town encounter. This is actually like basically the Mad Mesa. So we have intuition. God, I keep forgetting to do that. I found there is a way you can change that, but you have to go into the coding for your page, and it's the chat line color text, and I can change it. There is a way I can change it so it would actually reflect the color of its success, but I'd have to read in a bunch, like a yellow, a red, a yellow would be hard to read anyways. 32, so 64 though. I don't think the 32 does it. Good. No. 64 for excellent though. Them engines in their sight. I think you do have a heightened sight or something like that. So you're all right for now. Okay. We will have, let's see if I remember for sure. Basically, this occurs while you guys are riding around gathering where they are. Okay, yeah. Okay. So you, Carter, are kind of heading between the assay office. Could have been coming from the assay office. And which he does, the sheriff does has a sign out, basically because the governor demands that you lock down those records for the state. Because basically, like I said, you're not a state really anyways, but you have a governor who's keeping an eye because basically the federal government couldn't get involved in the Indian issues unless they kind of took someone in to watch the area. So he's there, and you guys So they have to keep track of these things. Like same thing with the bounties and that. So what we have right here is an encounter that starts. Now let me check to see the placement of Rose's character, because you guys actually flew through some stuff. So this is the main encounter that is actually the encounter that appears in the module originally. Yeah, it even starts with you picked up Uncle Zeke's supplies. Okay. Lois gets the encounter, so that is you. You picked up Uncle Zeke's supplies as you're looking around to see where everyone else is, and are on the way back to your wagon. Oh, I guess I should grab. There it is. I thought it was on the map. Although I should be sure that it's your guys' wagon. Just be sure. I'll put it over here. And that says where Rose probably is. Rosa, as you see, I changed your name tag. Oh no, you're underneath. Let's bring you to the front. Well, maybe we'll bring that to the back. Okay, there we go. When did you get the... You always seem to... Am I right? Do you always end up back on the damn wagon?
Don't know.
I just kind of thought it was happening a lot. Okay. Let me take my drink of my water before I read this. You picked up supplies. A hotel lamp glows limb from the side, basically. This side is a Mad Mesa Tavern. You barely had a moment breath. Let's see. You're watching the fire escape when movement catches your eye. A man is climbing down. Okay. I should grab that man. This is like one where, because it was a planned encounter, I do have the people. Where are you guys? There's you guys. Oh. Nope. Let me check. Make sure I got the right people. Well, I think it's these two. Let me go to the next one. Okay. No. Oh, what the hell? I'll just have to use one of these guys. Come on. Oh, I used the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, it's these guys. Ah! My map went crazy. Just like me. Okay. Let's get back here. We will grab these guys. That should be the people I need. So, we will put him actually here. Them. Oh, no, not you. These two aren't really part of this. Let's see. Oh, nope. He's over here. Oh, I squished him. I did weird things to his body. Just so you know. Oh, what the hell? I went too far. This is circle A. So that's why you guys were riding by here. So, it starts with a knife whistling through the air. Let's get to that part. You will need, as in Carter, needs a psych roll.
I turn around.
Well, first you have to make a psych roll. That's not a good psych roll. That determines how hard you got hit. White. He auto hits you. Take good damage. Let me go ahead and push the magic button, which I got to put on your guys's. God damn it, that sucks. I got to do this because the button is sitting right underneath my image. Good damage. Should say 7. You take 7 points. So let's take you. You took it off there? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Basically, the thing is you fight or draw your gun in town.
I'll go hand to hand.
Okay? So, yes, they have rules for you can now rush him. A full run would be 6. If you can hit him on the 6th space, then you can slam him, which is an endurance attack. You reach for your irony hip, although you're in town, you decide not to, and you've decided to run forward at him.
Yes.
Okay, let me go ahead and move 6 spaces. Remember, diagonal don't count. So, but if you can land on him on the 6th number, you got him. Was that
did.
6? Oh, yay! So,
it
what's
was
your
6.
do an endurance roll, and then tell me what your endurance is. Oh, you'll tell me actually. Good. So, good. What's your strength? Also typical or good?
Good strength.
Okay. With the charge, it can go up to excellent. So roll a die 20 minus 10. Or hit the rank attack damage. Okay. So that's 2. So that's 12 points. So, just for sake of... Whoops. Let's move the map so I can get to his numbers. Okay. Well, because you're the sense of battle, I'll give you the little line. The moment is slowed, every sound sharpened, the creak of iron stairs you hear the fire escape above you. Rustle of dead grass by similar, if the, oh, okay. So he's going to do a fighting roll. Basically he's going to do a slash because he's got his second knife. Okay. So it's an agility basically. Oh! Ooh! With a fumble? Yeah, unless he can roll a successful agility, he just dropped his knife. Well, okay, he didn't drop it, but he fumbled it badly. It is your turn.
I want to punch him.
Go ahead then, hit fighting. So fighting 97 with a good. That is a yellow with a blunt. It's possibly you hit him. So what's your strength? Good?
On red.
So you roll good damage and it doubles it. No, you got a 97? Yeah. Just at the edge. But it's yellow, so you do slam, so it does double damage. So go ahead and roll good damage, which is die 10 plus 5. Three? Or no, 8. Add the thing over the top of it. So that's going to be 16 because you hit him and he hit the wall, as they would say. Okay. I guess we should do this. Rosa, do you want to notice what's going on behind you? Just need a green intuition check. Okay, 44, excellent. That makes it. Okay, you see him dealing with that, but then you did see someone came out of the window above onto that little deck you see like they have in the hotels in the Wild West, looked down, saw what's going on, and dove back into the room.
Okay.
Also, you saw this guy, basically you'll see Carter has a knife in his back. This guy had a knife, had it knocked out. Now he slammed him into the wall. I guess he will do another fighting. Fighting. Ooh, he's pretty good at that.
So Carter's got a knife in his back.
Yep.
Okay.
75. Good strength, but so he... Wait, 75? With a remarkable... Oops, it's yellow. It's not a slam or a stun edged. It's a... Oh, it can be a stun because it's a knife he hit you with. We hit good. Good. 7 points off you. And I can go ahead and get it if you want.
Yeah. Sorry, I was taking a drink
That's
of
all
water.
right. And he has... Oh, he got stabbed, so he needs an endurance roll. A green endurance check. To not pass out because he got stabbed. I know, it was all nice and quiet, and then suddenly someone pulled a knife. 34 with a good. No. He is stunned for a round. So the other guy can respond. He'll like stumble back. It's like a stagger type thing. Actually, yeah. So, that was his turn against him. He went first. Well, I guess we should, but, well, we got it. It's your turn, Rosa.
Okay. I could probably try to shoot the guy.
Okay. Agility roll.
I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use. I'll go with my rifle.
Technically, if you went with your bow, you didn't break anyone's rule.
Okay, then I'll do that one.
Okay. So, use that one. Yeah. 75.
76.
76. That is that makes a difference. That's a yellow. Possible stun. So, and then you roll die 20 minus 10. $12. Okay. Which actually means 22. Okay. Now he's got an arrow in him. Here. I'll put a red spot on him. Ah! He's got an arrow sticking out of him. He's got a knife in his back, so I should give him one too, huh? Blood
Yeah.
for everyone. Okay, so you went. So it's my turn now. Okay, third round. Okay. He draws his gun while running. 1, 5, 6. So he will have a large minus. Actually, because he's running, nope, he can only pull his gun. So, now we're at Carter.
Yep.
What's Carter do? He, okay.
Carter's pooping.
You're right. That's why she's playing him.
Wait, am I really right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
What was that?
I'm talking to him. Sorry, I accidentally hit the
That's all right.
wrong button. Try to let him know what I did.
I'm a psycho. I mean psychic.
I'm trying to think if I'm still stunned or not.
Yeah, actually, good thing you mentioned it. Yes, you are. You're stunned for 1 round. He's running
Okay, good.
away. So, Rosa, what do you do?
Is there a way I can take the knife out of his back and try to patch him up without making him bleed out too much more?
Yeah. So
What
you
do I
wanna,
need for that?
well, first of all, you'll have to get in the space next to him.
Okay. Well, it looked like I'm right close to him anyways on my screen.
Well, yeah, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good enough. Diagonal. I'll let you patch him up like that. He will. Let's see. He's going to run another 6. Full speed. 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it, he can't get around the corner. If he could have gotten around the corner, he'd be all right. But he couldn't make that corner. So, we're back around to Carter, who can act. You can shoot him from there with no minuses.
All right, I'll do that.
Because I think, hold on, let me double check. You're using pistol, right? He did pull his gun. He did fire. It was kind of a shitty shot. It's like didn't even come close. But it was the fact that he did it. 11 areas. You have a weapon that has excellent. Because if you do,
Yeah,
you can do
hold on,
20
I'm
areas without a minus. So you got it. You could do it in a handgun with a -1 column shift. That's all. But it's the only one you have. No, you don't have a weapon in your hand, so you're good to draw a weapon. And now is where you spend 500 points for quick draw. No. Well, it is your turn, Carter. What do you do? He's trying to get away.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Do it. Let me grab this out of the way. Wait for Carter's bullet shot. He gets a drum roll. If I make it around the corner, you'll lose me. You could add karma. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh, I'm sorry.
Was I right again?
Everything
9.
was not letting me grab what I needed to throw it in there.
Oh, because you didn't have it, or? Oh, you can
No,
only
I got
max
it there.
out. You can only max out at the rank of the power, so 20. Did you try to put more than that?
No,
Okay. Huh.
I didn't put any in there.
Oh, yeah. You can also just tell me. If you can't get it to work, just tell me I'm going to spend 20 karma and I'll take care of it. But you didn't. You missed. And he will go around the corner. There's a reason that wagon's there. So you basically have been shot or stabbed in town and shot at. What do you want to do about it? You could attempt to chase after him. He looked to be limping pretty bad. He left a trail of blood. But shots were heard. So, in response to that, the locals, like business owners, but it's at night, so you'll have some time. You're probably going to have to wait for a deputy to show up. You want to do anything else as your... Well, you did a first aid, so do a reason check. Rosa.
Okay. I can try to shoot him.
Well, no, you will have to do first aid, you said, remember?
Oh yeah, I'm going to do first aid. What do I need to?
A
for
reason
that?
roll. Just a reason roll. Just a green instead of a yellow because you do have the skill. 75. Good.
73.
Yeah, still does good enough.
Still
It's
good.
deep in Greenland. Since you have a good, you get back 10 points, Carter. So, on that also, well, since that's, you can only heal one injury one time. You can't, like, then you have to unbandage it and do it again. But I think you're still, let me check your points where you start at. Whoa, no, you got fully healed. Pulled it out and bound it down. Okay. Now, what do you want to do about this? Do you report it?
Yeah, let's report it.
Okay, good call. Because someone's going to come out and arrest you sooner or later anyways. So as you're heading that way, let's see here. No one did that. Okay, so you come in kind of half, yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
As you're walking towards the place, the deputy, the Irish one, says, hands up. A rough voice barks. He's there, revolver leveled at you. You kind of like show that you were going to come in anyways. He just says, well, okay, let's go talk to the sheriff. He just turns around. He lets you enter first. Always keeps a gun on you. He his eyes kind of says he'd rather not shoot, and he does say, hand over your irons or your iron.
I did.
Okay. You drop your weapon. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, a lot of times this kind of starts off explaining like when militia, basically the people in town, kind of like when you got into it with the guy from Jackson and the people that work nearby pull their weapons. Basically, these town folks are working off debt to the courts for Sheriff Morgan, so he takes it off their debt. So they kind of voluntarily do it for him. They're known troublemakers, but not killers. More curious and eager for favors than anything else. Points his head towards the hotel across the street. Same one. This is as he's talking to you, I guess. Someone says they reported seeing a figure slip from a fire escape earlier. I had someone tell me. They said, when the gunfire, when you guys were fighting, someone saw someone step in and out. Sheriff Stern, with streaks of gray in his hair, sits behind his desk, thumbing through worn wanted posters. He looks up half tired, half annoyed. Well, you are the bounty hunters I asked the governor for, but this doesn't seem to be the way I asked for it. Room hums with an unease. The sheriff doesn't draw, doesn't threaten, just studies you over his papers and listening to the story that he heard from someone else that did report. And then you come in and he looks at you. He says, well, what do you have to say?
Tell him I'm sorry for what I did. I'm just trying to wound the guy so we can bring him in.
Afterwards, he grunts, gets up, adjusts his belt, got a little tighter. You leave those weapons there. Walk with me. And he starts to walk out of his office. And he's heading towards that hotel. We'll look at this murder site together. He pushes past the muttering citizens. What'd you say?
I was gonna say murder site.
Yeah, we heard this whole thing started because someone was assassinated upstairs, and they were trying to get out. He was the guy that hit you. He was the lookout. This
Well,
is someone that
that's
came from
news.
the hotel that saw him running out. We'll go check this out. As you walk back towards the hotel, a very one tangled night evening, he glances sideways. I reckon I believe your story, he murmurs, almost as though testing your reaction. His hand never touches his cold on his hip. But seeing as death's in this town tonight, you'll come with me. Let's take a look at this body together. Okay. That's stuff about him. Okay.
Hey Devin, it's 9. Do we want to just call it for now and pick up at the body?
Well, since you're the only one there, and everyone else has their stuff at the beginning, I just have one section and then we'll call it. Okay?
Okay.
This is what you find out, because you're the only one there. She might be outside waiting to see what happens, but she's not in the room. The lantern light flickers
Yeah.
as you and the sheriff, Tom Morgan, step into the narrow hotel hallway where you've been before. Go ahead and do a intuition check. I wrote in perception. Intuition check. $14. No. Okay, we'll skip that and we go next. Everyone detects. The door to Charlie Jones's room stood wide open. Lock splintered. Inside, drawers were yanked half from their casings. Papers scattered like autumn leaves across the floorboards. The mattress had been slit open, ticking, spilling out like cotton guts. Whoever had come here hadn't just killed a man, they'd searched for something. Charlie himself lay sprawled near the writing desk, a dark stain on his shirt where the bullet wound came from, his hand still clutching a half-ledger sheet, though the ink was blurred where blood and sweat soaked the paper. Jeff Morgan crouched beside the body and muttered, "Damn shame. Charlie never carried much more in his scale and his word. Whoever wanted him dead figures he was hiding something worth taking." And it raises another question. This is the assayer's brother, the one you brought me. This is his brother. He worked with him. They only got one left. We'll see how that goes. I'll tell him probably not to bother. From downstairs, a hotel keeper and two nervous guests hovered at the edge of the stairs, whispering. One traveling salesman swore he heard two heavy sets of boots thudding down the hall after the shot, pounding the steps out towards the street. Another claimed he saw shadows sliding out near the fire escape, heading towards the cemetery road. Sheriff stood, brushed off the dust off his knees. God damn it. I had one of those things, pop-ups come in. He gave you a long look. "Two men," he said flatly. "Mean ones. Quick work. If they were just after coin, they'd stopped at Charlie's strong box, but they tore this place apart like they were hunting for something he was keeping close." He glanced at the half-bloodied ledger in Charlie's fist. "Guess that clears you." "Question is," Morgan said, tucking the edge of the paper in his vest pocket, "what the hell did Charlie Jones have that was worth dying for? And are we about to find the same two devils waiting on the road out of town?" Sound of cactus rails creaked the wind through the broken window. Well, and at that, first of all, you guys completed the mission, which was picking up the supplies. That's a bonus 50. And then you beat the guy. Well, he kind of got away, but you beat the hell out of him, so he would be worth 30. I'll give you 15 because he got away. So that's going to be 50, 60, 65. You both get 65 karma. And I should state, don't forget, you did 1. Oh, that's right. 2, 3, 4. So that's plus 40 more. So let me make sure I got this right. Now, I worked it out. Actually, I'm going to do this. That's the wrong one. For the villain for the superhero game, the one that's set in World War II, which basically I'm going to lay out the map where they can put their information, and I'm just going to write in what they need for knowledge. But I'm just going to go ahead and, God damn it, we'll say, I'm trying to do my math. Okay, first number was, I said 65. Okay.
Yes.
And 40 for the 4 chapters. So we have, where'd it go? 105. So both you got 105 points. And then we'll pick up with theirs, and then we'll all get on the wagon and take care of it. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay. I know it wasn't much, but you guys, hopefully you wrote down some notes. Because, well, you found out a lot of stuff that's going on that you didn't really know. And then you also have your own troubles already, because you still have that guy up on your mountain causing all kinds of crap. And actually, you remember your question, or actually I think it was Arizona's, about the shaman that he took off with? Now, I should specify in case someone's confused. That Mr. Kane is not related to the guy that owns the camp or the ranch. So, am I here all alone?
No,
No, we're still here.
Okay, well, I'm fading it over. Everyone say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay.